We found Tupelo Smiles when our kids outgrew their pediatric dentist, and my husband and I wanted a place where the whole family could be taken care of.
As far as technology goes, there is nobody more advanced than Tupelo Smiles.
At Room to Room, there's no need to wait. Black Friday deals are going on now.
Discover our gift shop full of treasures, Peter's Pottery, Votivo, and Tyler Candles, kitchen essentials, and more, all in stock now.
Room to Room Tupelo, where we know there's no place like your home.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
Well, welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I hope everyone has had a fantastic Sunday, but weekend here in North Mississippi. We have seen a beautiful weekend, and I hope we can soak it up because that might not be the case as we get ready for the next weekend. But we still have a full work week ahead of us, and I want to make sure that y'all are ready for the work week ahead as we wrap up our weekend. But we have a beautiful end to the weekend as we continue into the last few hours of our Sunday. It was much cooler than it was yesterday, so that is definitely some good news. But we're going to continue to stay dry towards the start of the work week. Those rain chances kind of changed a little bit for your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but even towards the back half of your work week, what we've been paying attention to the most, those rain chances changing drastically as we get ready for the next work week. We're going to have the latest on that by the end of this broadcast, but those rain chances will ramp up as well. So they're changing, but instead of ramping up on maybe your Friday, they're kind of ramping up next weekend as well. So definitely want to make sure y'all are prepared and know what's going on here in North Mississippi. But looking at the first 12, we're enjoying these dry, clear conditions, especially on the front half of the overnight hours. Starting off temperatures around 59 degrees by 7 o'clock, cooling on off, seeing upper 40s by 1 o'clock, already noticeably cooler than what our overnight lows were last night. Seeing some of that cloud cover try to build up just a little bit once we get back into the AM hours. Then once we wake up, could see 10% of those rain chances. Most of us are going to stay dry. It's just a select few, primarily of those out in the Delta and furthest out west in our viewing area. Could see a soggy start to your Monday, but for most of us, we are seeing dry conditions, temperatures in the mid 40s by the time we are starting our Monday morning commute here in North Mississippi. But taking a live look at Mississippi Live Weather Radar, still clear, beautiful all across North Mississippi, showing all that green, still just clear air mode, that radar scanning, trying to find anything picking up on trees, particles, anything in the air, but we are still staying dry as we wrap up our weekend here in North Mississippi. But what's responsible for that? That cold front. That's what moved across our area overnight, accidentally touched it. But that's what allowed us to stay cooler today than we were yesterday. Not significantly. We are still definitely above average as we wrap up our weekend, but it has been a beautiful day outdoors. Very weak cold front kind of pushing in that dry air, what changed our wind direction from that southerly motion to the northerly motion as we continue into the weekend ahead and get ready for the work week, but still beautiful conditions. Futurecast still picking up on that. There's that northerly wind direction I was just talking about. That cloud cover primarily towards the south of our viewing area. We get to enjoy these sunny skies and eventually darker skies as the sun sets. But as we go into the evening and those AM hours, starting to see that cloud cover build in and those pesky rain chances. Notice these are very isolated in nature, just little tiny, the lightest shades of green that you can see on here. Not really going to be many showers, more of a sprinkles just to kind of get your day going. But most of us continue to stay dry here in North Mississippi. It's just those out in the west towards the southern portions of the Delta really receiving that rain while we continue to stay dry as a whole here in North Mississippi. Next 24 shows that pretty much 10%. So I mean, a very select few of us getting those rain chances. We're talking 43 degrees by 6 o'clock, maybe a soggy start to the day for some. Warming on up, seeing low 70s by the time we reach those afternoon hours. Still cooler tomorrow than what it is today, seeing that cooling trend as we continue into the work week, still above average, but seeing mid 60s by 6 o'clock and then mid 50s by the 9 o'clock time frame as well. Cloud cover will build up just a little bit in the afternoon, but we're still going to see partly cloudy skies as we go about our Monday, but still going to be a beautiful day all across North Mississippi. So if it's Monday, we got to at least enjoy it with those conditions. But coming up in 1 minute, we're going to be breaking down what your Monday looks like, especially with those Futurecast models, those rain chances, how pesky they are, who it might bother. All that's coming up in 1 minute. And I didn't click the thing. Let me do that real quick.
By the time you see the symptoms of lung cancer, it could be too late. Now there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early. If you smoked, get scanned.
I know you're going through a lot. wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us at Mississippi Live Weather at 6. Taking a look at our day planner, we are still seeing those clear conditions up front, then mostly clear conditions on the back half of our evening as we transition into the overnight period. Temperatures around 56 degrees by 8 o'clock, cooling on off. Already seeing mid-40s, already cooler than those overnight lows were last night by 2 o'clock. Seeing that cloud cover start to shift in to our viewing area overnight. But right now, we're still enjoying these clear, calm conditions. So get outside, enjoy these last few hours for your Sunday before we are back to those work week responsibilities. That trend is going to continue overnight with that cloud cover. Still trying to push into North Mississippi. This is during the 10 o'clock broadcast time. Already going to be talking about more cloud cover than what we're currently experiencing at this time. That cloud cover going to kind of persist and continue to try to build in across North Mississippi, primarily affecting those in the southern, southwestern portion of our viewing area. Those rain chances starting to move in as well around 3 to 3:30, but notice light shades of green. These are sprinkles, if that, of that model trying to pick up on any rain chances as we head into the overnight hours. Those rain chances try to increase just a little bit, maybe offering a soggy start to your Monday morning, especially for those waking up early in Belzona, Hollandale, Greenville, Indianola, Cleveland. Could be a soggy start to the southern portions of the Delta, but as a whole here in North Mississippi, that's why you don't really see many rain chances going on, because most of us continue to stay dry for Monday. That's going to be the trend heading into the start of the work week as well. But low temperatures, definitely cooler than what they were today. We saw pretty much upper 50s, low 60s is how low we got last night into this morning. But tonight, we're seeing low 40s all across North Mississippi. 40 out there in Corinth, so it could be a chilly start, almost on the cusp of upper 30s. You can see 56 in Belzona and Greenville as well. So definitely across the spectrum, but it'll be a cool, pleasant night across North Mississippi. Now, Sunday night, got to include that school day forecast. Drop off, seeing temperatures around 44 degrees, and you can argue a 10%, especially for those out in the Delta, but still staying mostly dry as we continue into the day. Temperatures around 64 by lunchtime. I mean, perfect recess conditions, seeing those mostly clear skies, and then that cloud cover building in just a little bit by that last bell, and still a 10% for some more afternoon showers. But what we're catching and what we're learning with that 10%, only going to affect a select few. Not all of us are going to see those rain chances. Most of us will continue to stay dry. So let's kind of look at that here on Futurecast, seeing those 10% chances affecting the southern portions of the Delta, while most of us remain dry here in North Mississippi. That cloud cover still trying to stay pretty consistent throughout your day, offering those partly cloudy conditions, especially mid-morning towards lunchtime, breaking up just a little bit, seeing pretty much mostly clear conditions across North Mississippi. Those rain chances still just kind of bugging those out there in the Delta and across the Mississippi River, but still mostly dry conditions all across North Mississippi. Those rain chances are kind of push along the Delta, seeing more of those northern counties, as well as especially affecting those in DeSoto, maybe around 6 o'clock during our broadcast time tomorrow, but still dry conditions all across North Mississippi. If you get those rain chances and those sprinkles, you are one of the lucky few. Not all of us are receiving them throughout your Monday tomorrow. High temperatures going to be cooler than what they were today. We're seeing low 70s, upper 60s across North Mississippi. 67 out there in Holly Springs, 66 in South Haven, 69 in Tunica. But Greenville coming in at 78, 77 out there in Belzona. So going to be a little bit warmer out there for y'all. But thankfully those heat and seas cooling us off just a little bit. Y'all went down a degree or two, especially in Greenville and Belzona. But most of us are going to feel like we're in the low 70s, upper 60s. So that is perfect weather, especially as we get our work week started. So it's going to be a Monday, but at least we are enjoying them with beautiful conditions ahead. Coming back to Futurecast, we can still see those partly cloudy, almost mostly clear conditions affecting us here in North Mississippi. As we continue into the evening hours, we're seeing dry conditions return. That southerly motion back here in North Mississippi, allowing us to feel very warm as we go about the next few days. We're definitely in a warm sector. That was one of the things me and Chief Meteorologist Matt Laubon were just discussing on the phone call, talking about the forecast for your work week, but especially towards the next weekend. We're going to be covering that at the end of the broadcast. But for Tuesday, around midnight, 12:30, still seeing those dry conditions all across North Mississippi, seeing that cloud cover build up as well. Going to be a cloudy start to your day, especially when you wake up for your Tuesday morning around 8:30, pretty much clouds blanketing the entirety of North Mississippi as you get started with your Tuesday. And those rain chances, not as common for your Monday. That's why we're not really seeing much. Still that southerly motion affecting us here in North Mississippi. Not really seeing many of those rain chances pop up until the back half of your Tuesday and heading into the Wednesday early morning hours, pretty much affecting those on the Mississippi-Tennessee state line. Instead of it being primarily in the Delta seeing those rain chances, now we're seeing them up north and affecting pretty much the counties along the Tennessee state line as well. Not all of us seeing those rain chances. They are going to be very scarce as we go throughout the rest of the work week. But high temperatures, definitely warmer. We're seeing that southerly motion return, bring in all that moisture, that humidity back towards North Mississippi, and that's what's going to cause those temperatures to spike up. Not really feeling that summertime mugginess, but seeing almost the end of those summertime temperatures, definitely above average. Low 80s all across North Mississippi. That is something you do not want to see mid-November. 75 is probably the best case in Hamilton, 73 out there in Red Bay, 75 again in Iuka, but 82 Greenwood, Belzona, and Greenville as well. Those heat and seas sticking right there with those actual temperatures, if not boosting you up just a little bit. That humidity, mugginess trying to return a little bit. 84 in Greenwood, Belzona, and Greenville, a little bit elevated than what those actual temperatures are reading outdoors. So definitely going to be warming up into your Tuesday as well with that change of direction and that southerly motion. But here are those rain chances that I keep talking about, how they've changed a little bit. Monday, you could argue there's a 10% there affecting the select few, but for most of us here in North Mississippi, we're staying dry. That goes into your Tuesday as well. Wednesday, seeing the 20% pop back up for your Wednesday and Thursday. That percent keeps dropping as well as that front that we keep tracking keeps getting delayed due to those latest model runs. And we can see a 40% for your Friday was previously 60. That is going down, but notice the back half of the work week into next weekend has definitely turned a little bit more of a soggy forecast. 40% for your Saturday and 50% for your Sunday. Those model runs starting to push that cold front back further and further with each model run and starting to kind of interfere with any weekend plans. So that is the latest that we are seeing, and that's what me and Chief Meteorologist Matt Laubon were just talking about on a phone call. So coming up in 1 minute, I want to kind of give you an extended forecast on that, what we think could be happening and which model to kind of look at and trust as we continue into the work week. All that's coming up in 1 minute.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
It's Friday night y estamos activos. Head out early. Drinks flowing to 11.
No sé qué pasó. I didn't even drink that much.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready!
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Well, welcome back to Mississippi Live, weather at 6. I kind of didn't want to include this graphic because I couldn't get the icon to match, but wanted to briefly summarize what this upcoming weekend could look like. Not the one that we're experiencing right now. We're pretty much done with it, getting ready for the work week ahead. But we could see a rainy weekend ahead and also possibly stormy conditions. Those models not really agreeing whether it's going to be a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday event, or if it's just going to be rainy throughout our weekend. That's what we're about to discuss. But Saturday, seeing highs around 74 degrees, those chance of those rainy conditions. This icon couldn't get to fix, but imagine that raining as well, maybe even a thunderbolt as well, with some possibly stormy conditions for your Sunday. That's where our rain chances are at their peak. More confidence right now as we go about our weekend. But let's kind of track this out right here. This is the GFS model, which does certain things excellent, other things not that good. And that's what me and Chief Meteorologist Matt Laubon were just talking about. We don't really agree with the GFS model right now, but we want to show you kind of what it's projecting and what we actually think will occur as we go about the work week. And that's why these updates and these broadcasts throughout the rest of your work week will be very important as we get closer towards the next weekend, tracking out those storm chances and rain chances. But Futurecast still showing those calm, clear conditions. This is an excellent thing it's doing. That is correct as we go about throughout the rest of our evening. This is at Sunday later on tonight after the 10 o'clock broadcast, seeing that cloud cover starting to push on back into North Mississippi. That northerly motion still affecting us here, allowing us to feel cooler not only today, but into your Monday as well. And there's those spotty rain chances. Notice most of that's in Arkansas, even into Missouri, some of Tennessee as well, clipping Mississippi. Most of us continue to stay dry, doing its best to try to see those rain chances move across the Mississippi River, affecting those in the southern portions of the Delta, moving on north, but doing a decent job on trying to project where those rain chances could be. We're still expecting mostly clear and dry conditions throughout your Monday. That's tomorrow evening. But going into your Tuesday, seeing those dry conditions, not much going on, that cloud cover starting to move in, but also that southerly motion as well, showing that humidity, that mugginess trying to return as we will be in a warm sector and feeling those warm above average temperatures and conditions. As you continue into the work week, that cloud cover building up as well. That's for your Tuesday. There's some of those rain chances. I mean, not really agreeing with these. Most of these rain chances are going to be up here in Tennessee, even into Kentucky. They are definitely more north of our viewing area, but still a chance some of us could be bothered with some pesky sprinkles. I wouldn't even go as far as some showers. That's going to be more towards the weekend ahead. But for the work week, we're still staying pretty much dry. Wednesday, however, starting to see those rain chances pick up a little bit. That's in Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. That's going to try to push closer and closer towards North Mississippi. I think our rain chances for Wednesday would be on the very start of the Wednesday, pretty much midnight and right after for a few hours, but most of our day will be pretty dry as of right now with this model. GFS still not really agreeing with it as we go about the work week, but going into Thursday and Friday, that line not really as developed as some previous runs were, showing very broken up as we continue into your Thursday evening. Originally, this model was projecting it almost pretty much right on the doorstep, starting to enter the Delta Thursday night and into the early morning hours of Friday. But the good news is these keep kind of getting pushed back further and further and further as we go into the weekend. But unfortunately, that also means soggy, rainy conditions for your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as well, so could interfere with any outdoor events, but we're definitely going to make sure to continue to keep y'all updated. As you continue into the work week, you can see those red, orange, and yellows kind of moving across North Mississippi, offering some stormy conditions, but that's throughout the overnight hours into your Thursday and Friday early morning hours. Still seeing some rain chances throughout your Friday as well. I think that's why we had a 40% now for your Friday, but going into your Saturday and Sunday, there's some of those rain chances still affecting us for your Friday as well in the evening hours, and definitely overnight into your Saturday. But this is where we don't really agree with the GFS model, showing those rain chances moving out into Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, but not really affecting us here in North Mississippi. We are expecting rainy conditions pretty much Saturday and Sunday. GFS showing calm, clear conditions, not really going to be what we are expecting as we go into the weekend ahead. Of course, each model run, like I keep talking about all weekend long, is helping us get more and more of an idea of what's going to happen. But of course, this is 7 days out at this point. This changes all the time, and which is why you've seen those rain changes kind of fluctuate as we go about our weekend. But we know those rain chances will eventually return to North Mississippi next weekend. But of course, the best way to keep updated is with our Mississippi Live weather app. Here's the iOS and Android QR code to the app. We appreciate all the support and y'all tuning in, and no better way to stay updated than with that app. And we appreciate all of y'all letting us know kind of what works, what doesn't, and all that feedback, because like I keep mentioning, we want that app to be top notch for all of y'all out there, whether or not you're in Mississippi. But we'll be live later on tonight at 10 with even some more model data coming out as well. So definitely want to see if those rain chances continue to get pushed back. Could be a rainy weekend ahead, but of course we still have a whole work week to get through and got to get through all those responsibilities first. But for now, enjoy these beautiful calm conditions in the last few hours of your Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see y'all back here live in the Rooms Room Weather Center at 10.
Community is the way we find our strength and share our hope. It's the way dinner on the table brings a family closer together. It's the way we make sure his first chapter book is the first step on his path to greatness. It's the way we rally in hard times and rise back up stronger than ever. United is the way we come together so everyone can thrive. Join us at unitedway.org.